Good morning. It is about 6:15 on Tuesday, August 6th, I believe. Just getting my stuff packed up here. I have some water in my tent, which I'm not too impressed about, but everything is good, except for my thermarest was the only thing that got wet. So I just pulled everything out and just packing it on top of my tarp. Yeah. Just gonna finish doing this and make myself some breakfast and then finish packing up and get on my way today. This is a really bad looking English muffin this morning. It was all kind of chewed up at the bottom of the bag and been beaten. I toasted it as best I could. I'm just gonna eat it and get on my way. I don't know if you can see it in the video, but there's fog coming off the waterfalls and off the water. Quite pretty. Hey, well, it's 7:30. I've got the canoe all packed up here. Got it on its leash so it doesn't take off on me. And I'm ready to make my way down the Obabika River. So hopefully it doesn't take as long as I think it will. And there's not too many obstructions. It's pretty overcast today. I don't know if it's going to rain or not, but it's super hot. So I have my raincoat accessible, but I don't think I'm going to need it. No more shushing. Bye, shushing. It is actually raining. I didn't even notice, but when I was on the campsite, I thought, oh, it feels like it's kind of misting, like Niagara Falls, you know? But then I thought it was just the trees, like the rain coming off the trees and stuff. But it actually is misting out, so it's nice and refreshing. It's super warm out here, so rain isn't gonna really dampen my spirits too much, hopefully, unless it like downpours. As long as it doesn't thunder and lightning, I'm good. Okay, first obstacle of the day was not fun. There's a tree going over. All right, I thought, okay, I can make it under here, but not me, just the canoe. And there's a wicked current. So the boat's trying to go and I'm stuck here. And I literally had to lay down on my back and limbo underneath this log. It was quite fun, but yeah, right from the jump. Now I'm stuck on a tree here, so I've got to like, I'm like moving the whole canoe with my torso somehow and my legs. It's, anyways, I'm gonna get going. Ugh. Tried to turn around, but I can't. There it is there. I'm really missing my hat and my head net this morning. The deer flies are just like everywhere. They're just swarming me so bad. They're not biting me, but it's just like bugs everywhere. Blockage number 2, not too bad. Been paddling quite a bit. It's tough doing these with this current. So the current basically pushed the boat against this log. The end is stuck on that log and the front can't go anywhere. I'm trying to get through this little hole here. So, oh wow. Then when I get the boat out, I don't know how I'm gonna get in it because look at how deep the water is. This is crazy. I couldn't go through that way. There were just too many. I don't know. That was quite the adventure all on its own. Oh my gosh. I had to crawl over all my stuff and then the trees and boy, that was a bad one. I didn't like that one. Next. Well, it's 8:25 and on my map I'm at 4.5 kilometers that I've gone since I left the campsite. The map that I have on my phone, the Avenza map, has little sections, and the section where now the Nasmith and the Obabika are joining to where my campsite was 4.4 kilometers, and I'm just at that point. and I left at 7:40, so 45 minutes to do 4 kilometers, so that's pretty good. I've only had the 2 obstructions so far, and now I'm going to be, well, I'm still on the Obabika River, but this is really the only kind of turn until I get down to the waterway that goes into Round Lake, which is in another, now I think it's 18 or 19 kilometers from those 2 points. Every time I go around a corner I see a tree lying there and I'm like, uh-oh. And then the end's open. See right there? Oh, I don't know if I'm going to make it through that one. Alright, I gotta go. I'm going to go through right here. Oh, dear fly. I gotta put the camera down. Shit, the current. See, this is the problem. I'm not used to paddling the current, and it's pushing me. So I can't line up I gotta keep the camera low so the trees don't knock it. But I can't line up the canoe properly because the current's pushing me. And come on, tree, help me. I'm pulling the tree branches here to help me through. Push. Okay, should be free. Paddle's upside down somehow. Oh, bugs. There's another way that you can go from LaHaye down into where I am right now, and that's through the Nasmith Creek. You can stay on the Nasmith Creek and go around. I didn't know if that route was clear. I knew that this route was clear because the Friends of Temagami had been through here not that long ago, and they said that the route was pretty good. So I didn't take the other way. I don't know if it was passable or not. I didn't want to have that many problems. Even knowing the route was passable, I had a lot of issues. So, not issues, just challenges. Anyways, I'm going to get back to paddling here because the bugs are eating me alive while I'm sitting here not paddling. I'm holding the camera, which I shouldn't be. Oh, the bugs are so bad out here. Like, this is probably the worst that I've had them the whole trip. There's mosquitoes even, which I haven't seen really the whole time. And a lot of deer flies. Getting the shot. Just all over you. This is pretty much my view the entire day. Go around a corner. What's there? Same thing. Go around a corner. What's there? Same thing. I mean, it's extraordinarily beautiful. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's a lot of repetitiveness. Surprise some little duckies. So quiet. It's been quiet for hours. Then all of a sudden, it just came out of nowhere. He's a little straggler. Decoy. I noticed this the other day. One hangs back and tries to take me somewhere else. Up here. They're underneath the bushes there. It's okay. There they go. They're so cute. Sorry, just paddling through. I don't mean to scare you. Still have about 2 more hours of the Obabika River before I turn off into the little waterway that goes into Round. Still up there. They just went and hid underneath some. Uh-oh. I wish I could get through that just like they did. Crappy. Okay, I gotta get out. I need to figure out how I'm gonna get over this. I'm gonna go through like the ducks did. They just went underneath that tree. I don't think I can do that. This might be my hardest one yet. This one is really tough. There's like all kinds of stuff, so I can't get to the log. And the log is really high up. So I'm gonna have to lift my canoe really high over this log. I had to walk to the end of the canoe. I've got one foot in my canoe still, and one on the logs here, so I just had to stop and take a break. It's tiring, and then like now I have to lift all this stuff over top of this log. So fun. But no problem. Just pick up a canoe and all your gear that's in it and lift it up over this big log sticking out of the water. No problem. I got it pretty much. Just have to find a way to get back in and not dump. Another one bites the dust. That was obstruction number 3. They keep getting harder. Oh, geez. Is there another one in front of me? Come on. This is tiring. Yeah, okay, I think I can get through this one. Hang on, I'll be back. I'm definitely counting that one as number 4. That was a lot harder than it looked to get through. Oh my goodness, okay. This is all taking away from my paddling time, so oh well. Gotta get through. I gotta get to the other side. There's nothing I can do. Oh shit. This doesn't look good at all. Oh my god. Oh no. Oh no. Oh boy. This one really sucks. I'm standing on this log. It's sinking as I'm standing on it. Pushing the canoe through. I've got one foot on this log. And somehow I'm gonna have to jump over to that one. I'm not sure how. Oh my gosh, the water's so deep in between these two, right? Like, you can't just, oh, I'll just jump out. Like, I don't care if I get wet or I jump into the water up to my waist or my chest or whatever, but how do you get back in, right? And then I got that to go through. Once I get through here, it's like, I don't even know how I'm gonna do that one. Oh my goodness. I was like so happy. I'm like, oh, it's 11 o'clock. I'm doing good. Like, I'm getting closer to the turn off. All right, round 2. I guess this is blockage 6. This one's a bit trickier because, you know, I usually just pull the canoe up and over, but all these branches are sticking up and I don't want them to puncture the canoe. Maybe I'll see if I can move this log over a little bit and slide it right through there. Oh my goodness. I'm getting really tired of all these stupid log jams. But that's the easiest way. Look at the rest of it. It's like, no, forget it. Oh man. Okay. Okay, the sooner I start, the sooner I'll be done. Well, Zach wasn't lying when he told me this canoe was tough. I got it over those logs. I slipped on this twice and almost fell in and just knocked my head on this. I'm pretty much in. I just have to figure out how I'm going to get to the other side. So I have my tow rope in the back that I always keep. It's got my baler and my whistle on it and stuff. So I've taken some rope out and I'm going to let it down now. There's like a little... I want to say a sandbar, but I know that's sucky muck, and I know that I'm probably going to go to stand in it, and I'm either going to slide in the water or I'm going to sink down 2 or 3 feet. So I can't really rely on that, but first thing I'm going to get the canoe down, and then I'll figure out how to get in. But I've pretty much gotten through it. What a mess. This is, okay, I gotta go. Sitting on a log in the bay, wasting time. Oh, I got the canoe down. I'm actually sitting right above it, so I'm just gonna climb down in somehow and get on my way. They just, like I said, they keep getting harder. I'm scared. I'm really scared to keep paddling. Okay, I gotta get in the boat. Here we go. Oh, I went in. I dumped, but my stuff didn't dump. Oh, never mind. So, hang on 1 second here. I'm trying to like compose myself. Whew. I had to take a few minutes to recover from that. My legs were shaking. It's not because I'm cold, it's super hot out here. Wet legs is not going to make them shake. It was just like crazy adrenaline, I don't know what, freaked outedness. Oh wow. It's funny because when I was talking to my friend about this loop, she had been here not that long ago, and she's like, oh yeah, you know, the Obabika's like the lazy river, you know, at Canada's Wonderland. You just sit in the boat and the current takes you. Yeah, you might have to like do a couple liftovers over some beaver dams, but shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, I haven't actually had one beaver dam that I've had to lift over. They've all been log jams that have been really hard. Every one of them from when I left camp today that I've had to get out of the boat to do have been extremely difficult. And again, not complaining. It was quite the challenge, and it is quite the challenge. Why is my... Uh-oh, my phone's acting funny. I hope it didn't get too wet. I can finally see the little orange dot in my screen shot. I've been like moving the map along with the blue dot. I go like from one end of the page to the next, and then I'd move the whole page down. And just to kind of keep myself, I don't know, give myself something to do, because it's just like a never-ending river. Like it just keeps going, and it's like this, and it just goes on and on and on. And it's pretty, but you know, I'm kind of like ready to get to the end now. So I'm getting close to where I'm gonna take this little stream or river or water droplet to Round Lake. I'm like imagining the worst just based on what's been going on, and from the little tributaries I've seen. The Nasmith Creek was a nice size. If it's that size, I'd be happy. I mean, it was a good, I don't know, about 2 canoe widths. But I just hope there's actually like a way to get through to Round Lake. And that's my biggest worry right now. So I'm hoping there's no more log jams, but I mean, I've gotten over all of them, so I'm not tempting fate in any way, saying, oh hey, I did them all, give me something hard. Not at all. You gave me hard ones. I did my best. I got over them. I don't need any more. I'm fine. But I'm hoping that I can find the way to Round Lake, and once I get there, I'm going to be so happy. So stay tuned. See if I make it. And I'm just in the last little straightaway before my turn off. Got a really strong current here, and there's a straightaway, and then there's like just one more little loop-de-loop. And then hopefully my path will be paddleable. Oh, I found my little waterway into Round Lake. It doesn't look amazing, but it doesn't look as bad as I was picturing it, so that's good. There's water, and it's wide enough that I can get through. So, oh, there's a fish there, a frog. Okay, thanks for the trail tape, friends of Temagami, I'm sure. And EJ, I have to do some ducking in here. I need to put my bug shirt on. Actually, it's pretty decent. I mean, it's very tiny, but I don't care. I don't mind at all. Even if I had to get out and pull the canoe in the water because it was too shallow, I'd be okay with that as long as I get through. I've seen ditches bigger than this. Not complaining, just saying. I'm about halfway through this little creek and around, and I have approached my very first lift over. I'll take it any day, no problem. I'm going by. It's quite the current building up in this little creek. Just had to do a lift over. Drag the canoe up over a piece of land around a tree. Oh my gosh, my paddle. Still on the creek with all the bugs. I thought the bugs were bad on the river. Oh, smaller water, more bugs. I think this little creek is like the introduction to log hopping. And maybe I did the loop in the wrong way. Now, I wouldn't have wanted to do it knowing what I know. I wouldn't have wanted to do it in the other direction. Obviously, the Obabika River, like, I don't know, that whole way, 18 kilometers plus, that would have been against the current. There was another, I think the Nasmith would have been against the current. But this little creek is like a mini version of the river obstacles, right? There's like logs and like some stuff you have to lift over and just like warm-ups, like little stuff, right? And then when you get out to the river, then you've got like the giant log jams. See, that would have made more sense. But otherwise, no, I think I did it the right way. I'm almost at the end, I think. I keep paddling and paddling, and I look at the map and I'm like, I haven't moved. Like, what the heck? Just a bit of a pain. There's some kind of a blockage or liftover. I don't know. There's like a little, I don't know, like a pink reddish kind of colored square on the map. So I don't know if that's a liftover, but like, you missed the other 19, dude. Hello? But anyways, I guess I'll find out what it is soon because I'm probably gonna get there. I mean, eventually. I feel like maybe one day I'll get to the lake. I don't know. I gotta go. I've got like some weird stuff here. And that was that. And then some more in front of me. The camera's not super stable when it's up high like that, so I just don't want to like hit a log or something and then knock the phone into the water. I would be pretty upset if I lost all this footage after filming for the last 6 days. Sorry, I'm just blowing bugs off my face. I'm trying to be gentle so I could like actually just keep it running. Bugs, go away. Okay, well that mess was what the little rectangle was about. Most of it was cut. And then there's just a little rapid there. Little rapid. Just a little chute that you have to go up. And then I got whipped by one of those branches, so if I have a mark on my neck later, that's what it's from. Okay, I think I'm free and clear. I'm almost in the lake, and I'm so happy. Like, so happy right now. Oh my gosh, I gotta go. I am almost on the lake. I have almost finished my trip, and I did it. I'm so happy. There's probably somebody sitting out here fishing or something. I'm like, what is wrong with you? It's beautiful. Finally saw some wildlife besides a grouse and a chipmunk. Fly this way. He's going away from me, I think. Alright. Back to the excitement of getting to the lake. Squirrel. Heron. Okay. Almost there. Almost there. Yeah. Alright. Oh my gosh. A couple more bug bites. I should have put my bug shirt on in there, but they weren't biting me. They were just buzzing around me, annoying me. Okay. I made it to Round Lake. Yeah. Just paddling along here on Round Lake. I'm about almost halfway through to the portage, and I see a whole bunch of seagulls and loons on the lake. Actually, I just see seagulls this time. I don't see the loons. Just kicking up a fuss. Probably the same thing that's happening there that happened on Obabika that Alex was telling me about. Basically, he said the trout scare the herring up, and then the loons come and get the herrings, and the seagulls eat the leftovers, or something like that. I got the end part. Get the end part a little mixed up. I can't remember it perfectly, but anyway. I'm still about maybe 10 minutes away from the portage, but from what I can see, I think there's people there. I think there's a beach or something. I know that there's a campsite. So basically the map says it's 130 meters from the water to the campsite, and then the road is behind it to go to where my car is. It doesn't look like it's more than 300 meters. It could be even less than that in total. But I'm assuming that, I'm guessing that these people who camped on this campsite at the end of the portage, at the end of the road, technically both, like walk to the water and then hang out here at the beach. I don't know. I'm almost here. I'm kind of intimidated. There's, I don't know, it looks like maybe 10 people on this campsite. Maybe more. I can't see everybody, but I'm like really anxious about approaching, but I don't have a choice. So all the people at the campsite were really nice. They had like tons of tents set up down there, and they were swimming, and they had like blow up water toys and stuff, and they were just having a good time at the beach basically. So I just paddled up and said, hey, here's the party, and is this the road to, you know, is this a portage to the road? And then there was a guy coming down. I don't think he was with them. They were separate, a couple of guys in a fishing boat. And he said, yeah. He said, is that your silver SUV? And I said, yep. And he said, yeah, it's just up the road. So I thought, great, car's still there, that's good. So hopefully I will be there soon. I think I'm actually almost at the road now. Well, I think I left my Smarticle particles back there somewhere on the lake. I started walking down this road, and I'm like, okay, all these people are down there. They got all this stuff down there, and I'm walking on a road. Why am I walking on the road? Why don't I just put my stuff down and go get my car? So I'm walking with the canoe, and of course, I don't have the keys, and I knew I didn't have the keys. They're in my pack. And I thought, well, I don't need the keys. I'll just put the canoe down and come back. So as I'm walking, I'm thinking, why am I walking? I'm tired, I'm done, I'm ready to go. So I put the canoe down, and I went back and got the pack, and now I have it. I obviously have to keep walking to the car anyways to go get it, but then I'll just bring it up here and put the canoe on it. My car, I'm so happy. It's about 2 o'clock, and I'm just gonna throw my pack in here, and then I'll go back and get the canoe with the car. She is one messy beast. Dirty, 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 and probably a few new scratches. Well, I'm all done. Canoe's on the car. Everything's in the car. I am changed and ready for my drive, cleaned up as much as I could. It was a great, 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 great trip. I am so happy. There were a lot of challenges, a lot of things that I never done before. You know, first there was the start with the rush, making sure that I got to a campsite on Obabika, which was crazy before it got dark, which I did. And then that bear, or I don't know what was behind my tent, making all that noise. Then Friday I got to talk to Alex Mathias for like an hour and a half and like listen to some of his stories. That was incredible. Then I spent the night on Wakimaka where the protesters stayed 30 years ago during the blockades, which was wicked. That was a beautiful, beautiful campsite. And then I had some struggles with the portages there between Wakimika and Sylvester. I was going to stay on, but then the campsite there was terrible, so I pushed on to Hortense, which was definitely worth it. But oh my gosh, those 2 portages there, the last 2, what a struggle they were. There was so much uphill, and they were really tough. And then Hortense was wonderful, and then from there, you know, going to Dorothy, and then finding out that I couldn't get through there and having to reroute myself all the way around, which took an extra 2 hours. Getting to the camp at the waterfalls was really nice, but I struggled getting through those rapids with the canoe because I couldn't find the portage. I'm sure it was there. I was missing signs that day like crazy. I don't know how I missed that portage. It must have been there, but you know, so I struggled for almost an hour getting the canoe down the rapids, and that campsite was really nice too. And then you know, yesterday was a combination of portaging. Well, it was mostly paddling. Well, it was a little bit of both. And then the portages yesterday weren't bad. They were medium sized, and they weren't too much of a struggle. I was just having a hard time finding them. And then the campsite yesterday was interesting. You know, it grew on me like the waterfall one. I still don't love it, but you know, it was there and I couldn't really go on, and I'm glad I didn't because there was a big thunderstorm last night. And today was like 30 kilometers of paddling and then just this little wee portage to get to the car. So really crazy trip. I don't know how many kilometers I paddled. It was a lot. I think it was the most kilometers I've ever paddled on a trip. However, it was the most days I've ever been out. Usually I go out, the max is 5, so I made it 6. It wasn't 6 whole days, but it's still 6 for me, 5 nights. I think 4 nights is my max, so that's pretty cool. And Temagami has done it again. They have surprised me and you know, giving me all these new challenges, you know, climbing logs, log jams like left and right yesterday and today. Insane, the stuff that I had to do. You know, I remember I used to go paddling on 15 and 16 Mile Creek in St. Catharines, and I get to like a log that was, you know, sitting there, and I'd be like, okay, creek's blocked, got to turn around. That was it. You know, today it was like up and over, up and over, up and over, up and over. So it was awesome. But anyways, I'm gonna get going because I have a long drive and I still have to do this crazy road, which I'm freaking out about. So I'm gonna go, and I've got some snacks in the car. I can't wait to eat something because I'm starving. I didn't have lunch. I pushed through. I got a lot of new bruises and bites and scratches and marks all over me, so fun stuff. And looking forward to getting a signal because I need to call my mom. She's probably starting to worry about me. I think it's like 2:30 or something like that. So I'm gonna get going. Temagami, you did a great job again. Tierney, thank you so much for all your help and advice. And Zach as well. Both of you have helped me immensely to be able to do these trips. Friends of Temagami, guys, if you need help, contact them. They will help you. They've got a big, huge map with all kinds of information on it. And, you know, there are all kinds of people that are willing to help. They love this place. They love the area, and they want to share, you know, what they know about the place. So, and if you're looking for information about a place that I've been to, by all means, send me an email. I'm happy to help as well. So I will see you soon. Until next time. I know you can tell by my voice I'm like so excited. I don't want to go, but it was such a good trip. I'm just like super like energized all of a sudden. Anyways, I gotta go. Bye.